Hey guys, so we are working on an explosion game object today. Um, so since last week we have made some improvement. Last week we got the contact and information about all the contacts that we made with our bird object and all the collision information and everything. This week what we have done is we have done a pretty much decent improvement with the towers uh, that we'll be using in our game object in our project. So we can see uh, the tower here which we are creating, and we're circling through the loop, and we're just gonna improve that later on. So and that's our contact listener where we have created an apply blast impulse and the that is called whenever we if it's not a yellow bird, or and if it's one of the game objects is an explosion object. So explosion object that we have created right here, we just created a simple constructor for that, and we have created a sensor object, and it will be a static body. Wherever it will be, we'll be keeping it at same location. Right now I'm just used a bang as the image for that. So how sensor works is just gonna give you the game objects when it makes a big in contact, but it doesn't give us any specific location it touches. Like we won't get any manifold or contact points information and everything. So the way we have set up the tower, that's in our level manager. So we are improving it to make our project look better. We can get the current bird that we are currently using. So I'm just gonna just the same way that we created a collision list, I'm gonna create a birds list for that, so that we can keep track of all the birds that we have in there, and we can remove them whenever we want, so that we will be able to keep track of all the birds in the game. So all we have simply done is create a tower here. So as you can see, we have the tower, so that's our whole tower, that's our platform block just to make a platform, and that's our yellow bird. Right now I have all the bird input that created, so that we're going to use that bird input in future to actually manage our bird itself. Right now I'm just doing the same thing that that was provided in the last week's demonstration and everything. So we're just getting the game object as a yellow bird, that which we are using currently. Let me just run the code real quick. So it is dropping, and whenever we press space, it creates an explosion. So whatever the context it's in it is connected with, it will automatically create impulse, and also it is reducing the damage. As you can see in the apply impulse, we are subtracting the health of the blocks. So this will give us all the information that we'll need to change the state of the sprites, and we can also delete the game object itself if it's below the total health. So we are just giving a linear impulse. And we are doing all the calculation of blast, how much distance it is, and we created a magnitude for that. So that was all for this week. So I'm just going to run it again and show you any place it is creating a bang, even if it's dropped down at the bottom. We can see the exact impulse that it's creating. So that was all for this week. I'm going to be coming up with more updates next week. We'll probably implement more of the project as well, like start to implement it. Since we have a lot of stuff now, we have even visitor pattern that I still need to properly implement. I have just the half there. So alright, see you next week.